Okay, I promise I'm not trying to talk bad about other backyard chicken educators or other bloggers, but it's frustrating to me when I see people saying that chicken keeping is complicated, that you have to have all these special things in order to keep chickens, and that you have to do hundreds of hours of research and everything. And of course, it's good to be informed, but we have literally been doing this for thousands of years. This is in our DNA. We can do this, and it's easy. Hey guys, welcome to Chickenlandia. I am a backyard chicken educator here in the Pacific Northwest, but you can call me the president of Chickenlandia. My chickens are in here. You guys want to come out? Nope. I feel like it's almost every week I get a message or a comment from somebody and they say to me, you know, I've been wanting to get chickens for a long time, but I was scared and you gave me the confidence I needed to really believe that I could do it. And I got to tell you, I love those comments. It really makes me feel good. It really makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something when I get those comments. But they also make me feel a little bit sad because it just reminds me how overwhelming it can be when you're getting started. And it makes me think that, well, there's probably a lot of people out there that think, oh, I should get chickens, and then they do some research and they see all this stuff that says how hard it is and how complicated it is, and then they give up. I know that the reason that a lot of backyard chicken educators and bloggers say that chicken keeping is hard is because they really have a deep love for chickens, and they have a deep love for homesteading and for, you know, sustainability and being self-sufficient. And so I really admire that. And for that reason, I don't want to sound like I'm putting other backyard chicken educators down and putting myself on a pedestal. That's definitely not my intention. I don't think it's a big secret that humans in general are just really not having a great time right now. There's a lot of conflict in the world. We're really at each other's throats. And my whole thing is about backyard chickens are humankind's most amazing common denominator. I want to bring people together through keeping chickens. And so because of that, I want to make it accessible for everybody. And I want people to understand that you can do this. You know, I think the way out of this predicament that we're in right now is really getting back to the ground that we're walking on. And what I mean by that is when we work with the earth, when we get to know, you know, where we come from, what our ancestors have done, then we learn more about ourselves and we learn more about each other. And chickens have belonged to every culture in the earth almost. So I think, you know, what a better way than to get to know each other than through chickens, and to get along better than through chickens. So that's where I'm coming from. This is meaningful to me, and I want lots of people to do this. I think chicken keeping is easiest when we follow the chicken's natural instincts. So let's break it down into some easy steps and some easy practices. Obviously, chickens need a safe place to live. Like, it doesn't have to be fancy, okay? I have a pretty nice chicken coop, but really chickens just need like 4 walls, good ventilation, a place to roost, a place to lay their eggs, and there needs to be some kind of substrate on the ground to keep their area from getting too dirty. So I like to use shavings and I like to use straw. Some people like to use sand. That's a lot of upkeep, actually. Shavings and straw, they're more absorbent and it's just easier. And you can use hemp shavings too. I've heard really good things about that. I think the main thing about your chicken coop is that it needs to be easy to clean. So if you can find a design where there's not a whole lot of nooks and crannies that you have to get into, and where chickens can hide their eggs, and you don't have to bend over a lot to clean it, because like for me, that's a big problem. One of the things I love to use, and I'm going to show you right here, it is a paint scraper, and I just, if I can find it, I use this every day and I scrape my roosts, and that is just like half the battle. I do it every day after I feed my chickens in the morning, and then it's not so overwhelming when it comes time to clean your coop. You know, depending on how many chickens you have and the size of your coop, probably like a once a month deep cleaning is going to be good enough for you, but it depends. You know, what you don't want is for ammonia to build up. That's when you have problems. A lot of people will use what's called the deep litter method in their what? Loud. A lot of people like to use a deep litter method in their coop, and basically what that is it is creating a compost system in your coop. So instead of like cleaning out the shavings every time you do like a deep cleaning of your coop, you're gonna leave them in there and add more shavings, and the chickens will turn it, or you can turn it, and that will create compost. And it also like creates heat in your coop because you know, composting material will generate heat. So it's good in the winter. I really don't want to get into explaining the whole process right now, but I'm going to put a link in the description for you so you can read about it and decide if it's something that might work for you. But that is something that will make your life easier, and you get lots of really good fertilizer and you don't have to pay for it. There are lots of valid ways to feed backyard chickens, and throughout the ages, mainly what people have done is they've fed their chickens what humans normally would waste. We have different kinds of chickens now. They've been bred to lay a lot of eggs, so they have pretty high nutritional needs, especially laying hens. So probably a commercial feed as the majority of their diet will be the best thing for these kind of chickens. But like I said, there's lots of valid ways to feed chickens. Some people only feed their chickens kitchen scraps, and I think that's okay. I created something called the chicken food pyramid. So the chicken food pyramid has on the bottom, which is like the biggest tier, commercial feed, or you know, an appropriate feed for the type of chickens that you have, and that needs to be like the majority of what they eat. And then on the second tier I have Walter, be quiet. On the second tier I have kitchen scraps, and that would include green leafy vegetables, low sugar fruits. If you're growing sprouts for your chickens, I would put that in that category because that's so good for them. And on the top tier, what I have are healthy chicken treats, and that would include things like gluck grubs, mealworms, scratch. You know, if you have some healthy kitchen scraps that are like a good protein for them, like scrambled eggs, I would put that in that category. So I don't take measurements. I want to keep it really easy and just be mindful, just trying to let them have a balanced diet. You want them to have some fresh feed, and then also give them their balanced chicken feed, and it should not be stressful to you at all. It is very easy. Just keep it balanced and they're going to be fine. I think what worries most people is the changing seasons and how to care for their chickens through the seasons, especially the winter. As you can see right now, it's very cold in Chickenlandia. But really, as long as you have a nice secure coop, as long as you have good ventilation, for the most part, your chickens are going to be fine. Now, I have a lot of videos about keeping chickens in winter and getting them through the winter and keeping them alive in winter. If you're interested in learning more about that, all you have to do is click right here. It's 100% friendly backyard chickens education and entertainment, and I know you're gonna love it.